Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Erica and you are at the Lopsided Crafter. Grab yourself something to drink, sit back for a spell, and let's talk about all of our yarny goodness and creations. Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Erica and I am the person behind the Lopsided brand. That is knitting patterns, crochet patterns, looming patterns, dyed yarn, and any other thing that you can think of fiber related. And if you hear the motorcycle that just so happened to start as soon as I hit record, I'm so sorry. Such is life, right? Okay, so last month. It's last month already. Doesn't seem like it's been that long ago, but it's been almost a month. Holy cannoli. Anyway, I decided that I was going to take a trip to Arkansas to see and surprise my friend Lorri during the Arkansas yarn crawl. I've been saying for a long time that I was going to get there and that I wanted to get there, and things always came up where I wasn't able to, and this, that, or the other. So this year I decided that since I had some time off that I was actually going to go. So I left a few days early because it is a 16-hour drive. And I actually went up to Illinois, seen some family that I hadn't seen in a very long time, which was good. It was relaxing, something that I needed to do. And then where they were located in Illinois to where Malvern, Arkansas was only about 4.5 to 5 hour drive. Of course, as it stands with every time I travel, I ran into construction and pouring down rain. So that 4.5, 5 hours then turned into 6.5. But it is what it is, right? I got there on Thursday. The yarn crawl was on Friday. And I actually ended up getting there before Lorri did. So I was really able to pull that surprise off very well. I'm going to insert a little clip here about showing how I surprised her, a few pictures that I took. I also got to meet and have dinner with Trysten of Dragon Horde Yarns. Y'all, she is such a sweetie. Oh, I love her to death. Love her. And I have to admit that, yeah, Erica did a little bit of damage to the wallet. I haven't bought yarn in a very long time. Well, I should take that back because I have bought yarn. I bought yarn. Anyway, I'll show you that in a little bit. Let me show you what I got from the yarn crawl after this clip. We're here. Look at that. Arkansas Yarn Company. She's not here.
Mason is giving all of yarn crawlers 10% off. Stop. You are. Do you think you love her sweater? Miss Nancy's sweater?
What you doing?
Filming for the YouTube.
Dum 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 be dum be dum dum dum. Got it? Won't go. This is what I get. Do it.
And here's the dye studio. I'm not gonna go too close because this is all Lorri's. And there's Jessa. This is where all the magic happens for Arkansas Yarn Co. Like I said, I'm not going to go too close because these are her trade secrets. Wasn't that fun? I know I didn't get to take a lot of pictures. I was just so excited to see Lorri and Jessa and Anna and Lyndsey and Christen and Maddie and Trysten and just all the people that I didn't get a lot of footage. But I did buy some things. So the first thing, as soon as I walked through the door, and I've got to see if there is a tag in here because I want to give credit to this maker. It was something threads, if I'm not mistaken, and I do not see a tag. And there's another motorcycle. Okay. So I walked through the door, and right when you walk through the door, I saw this. Now, I'll be honest, when I first saw it, I thought, oh my gosh, Marilyn Monroe, because I love Marilyn Monroe. Anything Marilyn Monroe. I love Marilyn Monroe. I've got like paintings in my house of Marilyn Monroe. I've got notebooks of Marilyn Monroe. I've got a calendar. I love Marilyn Monroe. So that's the first thing I thought when I saw that. But nope, it was Barbie. But isn't this a cute bag? It's got the fabric and then the faux leather bottom and then this cute strap. Love it. It's got 2 pockets on this side, 3 pockets on this side. It's a deep bag and it's got pockets on the inside. I love it. So that was one thing that I got. Where is the little, I got so much stuff, y'all. And then the sexy knitter was there. Well, there was a, sorry for shaking the camera. There was a trunk show with the sexy knitter. And she had this little, like, Notions pack. She calls it the Knitter's Tool Tin. It's got 5 origami star stitch markers, and each one was different. 5 origami star stitch markers, 5 removable stitch markers, row counter stitch marker, mini scissors, double-ended fix-it crochet hook, cable needles, stitch holders, a sheet tape measure, which I've already taken out of here and sat on my table in the house, a needle gauge, a hinged tin with a magnet lid, and 3 sewing needles. So this, I am not going to read this in case there are little ears in the house, but this is the tin that I got. Love it. So inside, it does have a magnet, and I've got my sewing needles in there. I've got a pair of scissors. While I was there, and it's funny because Anna and Lorri, in a non-specific chalant way, anyway, I got some of the Knitter's Pride Mindful needles. I do like these. I also like the Chowgoo, but I like these. These actually have the same exact type of cable that the Chowgoo does. No memory. Really like them. I have also discovered in the last, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks, that I also like, and you can tell because I don't have one in the package, the leaky, I don't know how you say it, but I also like these too. I do not care for the like needles for socks. I do feel that I don't get the tension right for socks. But for brioche and color work, love them. Okay, so back to the yarn crawl. Like I said, Trysten of Dragon Horde Yarns was there. And I had to get some yarn. Yes, I did. Y'all. Okay, so I ended up getting, this is not all of it. I got so much stuff, y'all, that it wasn't even funny. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. I was in a panic. I was like, oh, where did that yarn go that I bought? But I forgot that I had brought it out here to the studio because it was in the Arkansas Yarn Crawl bag that I actually took to Carrie, the Happy Crafty Homemaker. So that's why it wasn't still in my I need to film bag. So now that I have found that and I can calm my heart down just a titch, I will show you what I got. So the first thing was this beautiful color. And if I'm not mistaken, this was the trunk show color. Y'all see that? Oh. So this is on Trysten's Myth Fingering, which is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, It is 463 yards, and this is called Creepy Girl Tendencies. And I do know that this is on her website. I love this color. So I got those two. And then I picked up these two, which is the same information, myth fingering. This is called Fly Agaric. I'm sure I'm probably butchering that, so I'm going to put that right there so that you can see how to say that. I love the rusty, coppery color of this. And so I was thinking Ranunculus or Love Note. Probably more so Love Note. And Lorri just recently brought in Chelsea yarns. So this is the Chelsea Luxe hand dyed. And this is 72% mohair, 28% silk. 459 yards. Now, I have never used mohair. I hope it's not too hot. But I was thinking about pairing those two together to make a Love Note. What do you think? I think. So that is the yarn that I bought at the yarn crawl for personal reasons. Now let's move on to the yarn that I bought at the yarn crawl for brand reasons. I went to the yarn crawl the first night. I saw all this yarn. I went back to the hotel and I just kept getting this vision in my head. Not necessarily a whole design vision, but a technique vision. I could not get it out of my head. It was, you know how like when you're thinking about something and you're either like so excited about it or so troubled about it or whatever that you just can't sleep because it just keeps going over in your head over and over and over. And that's what it was doing. So I knew that when I got to the store the next day that I had to go directly to that yarn and find me something to do. So my initial thought process was these 4 colors. So again, this is still in the myth fingering. This one is Carnivorous Unicorn. Isn't that gorgeous? And to match that one, I got She's Coming For You. So this is what they look like together. Then I also picked up, now this one is Lore Fingering, which is 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon, 436 yards. So this is a little bit thicker, but it is still working with the design. This one is called The Most Interesting Plants Grow in the Shade. And to pair with that, I got this color, which is The River Child Beckons. So in the beginning, I was thinking, okay, we're going to do a pattern and we're going to pair up these two and these two. And I'll bear with me because I know you're probably thinking, no, that does not match. But let me show you what I've got going on. So I have started the design. And I am calling this, I haven't quite decided what I'm going to name it. Mythical Mayhem or Mythical Madness. It's going to be one of those two because I am using Trysten's yarn, and her naming of her colorways and her bases are all based on mythical creatures. So it's going to say mythical in there somewhere. But I am doing what I am branding as a knit crochet fusion. You heard me right. So it is a shawl, and I am in the middle of a row. I did pull it back just a little bit because where one of the increases were, it wasn't directly in the middle, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be okay. You know, I just kept knitting, and my OCD would not let me go any further, so I did end up ripping back about 2 days worth of work, but that is okay. Let me show you what I've got so far. The best that I can, because like I said, I am in the middle of a row. But this is what I've got. This, like I said, is going to be a shawl. It's going to be a circular shawl. The top from here to the bottom of this row right here is crocheted. And then the rest of the shawl is going to be knitted. It's going to have this beautiful crochet beginning, this crochet color work, which almost mimics knitting slip stitches. And then I've got some simple garter started, and now we are into the fun part of the knitting project, brioche. There, if I hold it out like that a little bit, you can see it. And I've got these gorgeous stitch markers on here, which came from the Sexy Knitter as well for the trunk show. These are her Ghost Buster stitch markers, which I love because, let's face it, I am an 80s teen. So, yeah. So I'm super, super excited about this design. I did set it down for just a couple, maybe a week or so, because I've got another design that's coming out that needs to come out sooner than this one. The other one is kind of like on a timeline. So, but I am super excited to share this with you, share you my progress. I can't wait to see everybody make this. Oh, it's going to make my heart so happy to see this design out in the world, crochet and knitting to fuse together into one. Hello. Yes. So, okay. Now, let's move on to the next stuff that I got at the yarn crawl. Dragon Horde yarn, and then the Chelsea Luxe mohair yarn right there has been officially added to my stash. Okay. So what else happened? I won a door prize at the Arkansas Yarn Crawl. I got this cute little gift as a door prize. It came with Queen's Collection Brighton Beach. It's a premium cotton linen blend. It is considered a number 2 fine. It is 45% linen, 35% cotton, and 20% acrylic. And 3.52 ounces for 100 grams, which is approximately 328 yards or 300 meters. I've never used this yarn before, but it is super, super soft. Let's see. This is called Yellow Boxfish. That's the color name. Sorry for the crinkle, but like I said, I wanted to keep everything together. Let's see what else is in this door prize that I won. So there is some Knitter's Pride stitch ring markers, and they both have, it appears, yep, they both have a needle. And then I got this haiku reversible loop pattern, which I don't want to show it to you. Equilibrium reversible loop. I think that must be the name of the pattern. Isn't that cute? And then the yarn to make it. So this is Kensington yarn from New Zealand with love by Haiku. This is color number 1025. It says Elgin on the bottom of it, so maybe that is also a color name. I'm not 100% sure. This is 60% New Zealand merino, 25% nylon, 10% alpaca, 5% silk. It's 100 grams, 190 meters, or 208 yards. This is distributed by Cassell. Interesting. So I think this is probably a bulky weight. Let's see what the pattern calls for. Does it say? It does not say. It's probably a bulky weight. Maybe a thicker worsted and a thinner bulky because it's super squishy. And of course, green and red are one of my two favorite colors. So, and then it also came with a Arkansas Yarn Company tape measure, which I can never have too many tape measures because I personally have them all over, like my studio and my house, wherever I sit down, and I can never seem to find one. And then it also came with this Cassell drawstring bag. So I was pretty stoked about that because I'm one of them people that I never win anything. It is now on the stash ball. Yay! The Sexy Knitter had a trunk show. And I went a little wild on the project bags. Probably too wild. They are smaller project bags. They are more suitable for socks. I have gifted two of those to two of the mini that I purchased. I gifted to Carrie. I also got this Arkansas Yarn Company yarn crawl bag with their button on it that's right where they're located in the state, which I thought was cool. It's got a list of all the other yarn stores in the state that were participating. I'm assuming, I don't know, but I'm assuming maybe you got a button from every one of them, and then you would have one for all over the state. I chose only to go to Arkansas Yarn Company because I was only there for a limited time. And yeah, so the the first thing I got was these. Let me take it out. I've already showed you the Knitter's Toolkit that I got. That was also from the Sexy Knitter. And I showed you the Ghostbusters stitch markers that were on my Fusion project. I got these stitch markers. And I'm not going to take them all apart, but maybe you can figure out who it is, what it is. So in case you haven't figured it out, Stranger Things. So this is one of the Stranger Things bracelet stitch markers. So what you do is you just pop that right there open, put that bad boy right there on your wrist. So when you're working, your stitch markers are always right there. Hello. Okay. I really like that idea. Now, when I purchased said stitch markers first and then went back later, I think it might have been the next day, and I bought this bag. So now I have matching stitch markers and a bag. So these are like the triangle bags, and they're made of like a vinyl. They are super cute. Super, super cute. Very well made. You probably wouldn't want to do more than like a sock or a very small. You might be able to get away with like a one skein scarf, or maybe an extremely small hat, or maybe an extremely small shawl until it got bigger. But I like them. So, like I said, I picked up two that I gifted to Carrie. I'm sure she will probably show you those in one of her videos. So make sure that you're following her, the Happy Crafty Homemaker. I got this one, and I am not going to say it out loud, again, in case there are little ears around. So I will put it up for you to read. So all of these are the triangle bags. So boxes, triangle box. Yeah. I have another one that is actually in my car, and it is like the same fabric of like Lisa Frank. It's got unicorns and the cats and all these bright, like, had to have that one. This one is Cruella de Vil, and Maleficent is on here, and let's see if there's any. Oh, it's Cruella and Maleficent. So this is like the villains. And then I got this one, which was Fueled by Coffee and True Crime. I know I got more stitch markers somewhere, but I have misplaced. They're in my bag somewhere. Another Arkansas Yarn Company stitch marker. Love that color. That's Lori's favorite color, pink. I also picked up this bag. This is made by Knit for Brains. This is Arkansas fabric, so everything on this bag is kind of related to Arkansas, which I had to get that. And then on the inside is another stitch marker and the Knit for Brains business card. Follow them. They have a YouTube channel. You can get their stuff on Etsy. You can get their stuff from Arkansas Yarn Company. Make sure that you give them a follow. They've got beautiful, beautiful bags. Okay. I know I got some other stitch markers, but I must have already put them with my stitch marker collection in the house inadvertently. So let me show you the next thing. Now this is another bag from the Sexy Knitter, and it's going to be more stitch markers, but it's containing a project that a design that I said was taking a little bit more precedence of the shawl. So it is in a Wednesday bag. So yes, I had not watched Wednesday on Netflix yet. I don't know why. Because I love the Addams Family. Not sure why I didn't watch it. But I binge watched the whole season in one day. So I can't show you the stitch markers without showing you what is on the needles, because I'm using every one of the stitch markers on this project. The yarn that I'm using for this project is Knit Picks palette. This is Kumquat, Mist, McCall, Stellar, and Majestic. Those are all the colors, yes. And like I said, it is the Knit Picks palette, which is fingering weight yarn. This is 100% Peruvian Highland wool. Yeah, that was a tongue twister. This is a number 1 weight yarn, hand wash, dry flat. They are 231 yards each, or 50 grams. And I actually got these from Knit Picks, but you can also get them at We Crochet. I suggest that if you order a lot from Knit Picks or We Crochet, I don't know about outside of the U.S., but within the U.S., sometimes, now not every time, but sometimes yarn will be on sale on one of the sites and not the other. So if I were you, I would suggest checking both sites out before ordering. I have found that sometimes a yarn that Knit Picks thinks is more geared towards crochet may be 20% off, and there may be a completely different sale on the Knit Picks site. So they've got Knit Picks and We Crochet are sister companies. They're owned by the same people, but sometimes have different sales. So that's one thing to consider. So like I said, I've got this in my Wednesdays bag, and like I said, I will show you how stuffed it is, and this does not include the project. So these bags potentially will hold a lot of stuff. You've just got to be careful when you're zipping it up, when you've got this much in it, that you don't snag your project or your yarn, and be careful with the placement of your needles within the bag. kind of try to put them in a place where if you pick up the bag and you squish it or it gets moved or something, that your needles don't break, especially if they are like a birchwood type needle or anything other than, your Chigu or your Knitter's Pride mindful. Okay. So let me just kind of show you the stitch markers without showing you the whole project first. Some of them have turned themselves backwards. So if you have watched Wednesday, the series on Netflix, you will understand some of these stitch markers. So we've got Wednesday. This one is actually the bee. That's the hand. That's the Nevermore crescent for the school. I think that was the logo. Now this says Wednesday's child is full of woe. I think that's what that says. I really don't know what it says. I have tried a couple times to read it. I don't know if it's going to focus or not. Like I said, I've tried a couple times to read that, and I'm sure it's probably said in the show. On the back side, we have her instrument that she plays, her typewriter. This was her roommate's fingernails. This was her jacket that she wore, and that's another jacket. This was the stained glass window up in their room. So yeah, so now that I have teased you enough, what am I making? Oh, let me take a drink of my drink. Now, who says that stockings only have to be used at Christmas time? I'm not sure where we came up with that. But I have designed a Halloween stocking. Yes, hang it from your mantle, hang it from wherever you want. Put creepy, crawly candy in it. Decorate. Show your love of Halloween. This is a knitted color work pattern. I am just about done, so I should be releasing it by the end of August. That's why I said it was on a timeline. I want everybody to have ample opportunity to make this and decorate their area. Are you ready? Like I said, I'm not done yet. I have done a lot of work on it. I have actually already put the line in right there of waste yarn where the afterthought heel's gonna go. Okay, I'm teasing you enough. Let me pull this back a little bit so I don't lose my stitches. I am using, Erica, just show us. I'm using a US 2. This is a 16-inch 2.75 millimeter hook from Likey. This is the driftwood. I have found that I like using the wooden hooks for color work. It seems to stick to the yarn a little bit better and doesn't slide off. The stitches don't slide off like with the aluminum needles. Okay, here we go. I am so excited about this. So it starts off with the corrugated rib. And then we have pumpkins and ghosts. And it's kind of hard to see in this light, but that is bats. And then we have more pumpkins and cauldrons and more pumpkins. So I don't have very much more to go on the foot of the sock or stocking. And then I'll be working the toe, getting everything finished. And I've got some people that are testing it at the same time I'm working on it, because I actually wrote the pattern first. The pattern will include all the instructions to make the stocking. It has the pattern broken down into charts if you like to follow a chart. It has written instructions, and then it also has block instructions if you would rather follow color blocks versus the actual written out instructions. So all of that is going to be included in the pattern. Stitch markers are optional. I am just using them because it marks off each 10 stitch section that I'm working on at a time. Each little design area is a different set of repeats, so the stitch marker sets do change, as you can see from the cauldrons versus the pumpkins, the ghosts, and the bats. We will also have a spider and a cat. So yeah, I am really excited about this. I hope you guys enjoy this as much as I have enjoyed designing this. I have another stocking pattern that will be coming out soon. I actually got the yarn for it at the same time that I got the yarn from this for Knit Picks. That one is already designed and waiting for me to start. I haven't decided whether I'm going to go straight to that or go back to the shawl. I might do a little bit of both at the same time. But like I said, this one I wanted to, this one was more time pressing because I wanted to get it out and give you guys enough time all of September. And depending on, you know, how fast you do color work, maybe you'll have it done by October 1st to hang it up. But if not, then you've got the whole month. And like I said, who says the stockings just have to be at Christmas time? I mean, you could hang this at Christmas time if you wanted to. Or you could just, if you have a yarn room, hang it from your yarn stash. Because, you know, probably what I'm going to do. But that is my new pattern that I am designing. If you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and jump over there and hit that follow button, because I have been showing sneak peeks of this pattern as I've been working on it for the last week or so. Yeah, that only took a week to do. It is a very quick knit. It's only 120 stitches around. It's a very, very quick knit. I think the pattern is very beginner, adventurous, beginner friendly. So yeah, I'm excited about this. Now my son, I showed it to him. He's like, that doesn't look like pumpkins. That looks like SpongeBob's pineapple. No, that is a pumpkin. But anyway, that is the design that I am currently working on. That is everything that I purchased at the Arkansas Yarn Company Yarn Crawl. Maybe, maybe not. That's not everything that I got at the Yarn Crawl. So, as I mentioned earlier in the video, and I know this has been a very long video, that Trysten of Dragon Horde Yarn was there in person for a trunk show at the Yarn Crawl. So after the store closed the first night of the Yarn Crawl, there was a meet and greet type situation where you could ask Trysten any kind of questions that you wanted and that kind of thing. So everybody that was at this meet and greet got a gift. So we got this beautiful sparkle 20-gram mini, a infinite phone ring with a yarn ball on it, this knitting bag belongs to Tag. It's a wooden tag where you can put your name on it and connect it to your project bag. I'd have to have a million of those. A package of soap, which I've not used this brand before, so I'm interested in seeing how that works. A sticker that says, I've never been to heaven, but I've been to Arkansas Yarn Company, which, hello, I love. I'll have to put that with my sticker collection. A dragon stitch marker. Let's see if you guys can see that. Hopefully that I'm filming from my phone and not from my camera like I normally do. Hopefully you guys can see that. A package of tea. This one is Dragon Fruit Desire Herbal Tea. So this one is the green rubiose. Like I said, I'm not sure I'm saying that right. Mango pieces, apple pieces, hibiscus, orange peel, lemon peel, strawberry pieces, blue malva flower, calendula, and dragon fruit essence. I need to get one of those tea steeper thingies. You know what I'm talking about? And then the last, it's like a little ball that you put the tea in. And then the last thing in that gift was this that says SSK. Sip, sip, knit. Not slip, slip, but sip, sip. And inside here are reusable straws and a brush to clean the straws, which I like that too. So that was the little gift that we got for being at the meet and greet. There was cookies and cake pops, which I have to admit, I got one of the cake pops. They were shaped like a dragon, and I'm not quite sure how I did this and how I succeeded the way that I did. I got one of the cake pops, but I really didn't want to eat it right then because I've not been diagnosed with diabetes. I mean, my blood sugar is always normal whenever they test it. But I always seem to, when I eat sugar or a lot of carbs, like I will get a sugar high and then it plummets. And then like I am so sleepy that I've got to go to sleep or I'm going to pass out type thing. I don't know if it's due to the autoimmune thing because like I said, I've had my blood sugar tested. Everything always comes out normal. So I didn't want to eat it at the yarn crawl. So I took it back to the room with me. I put it in the refrigerator. Went to sleep. The next day I was so busy at the yarn crawl all day. And then I had the opportunity to go to dinner with Lorri and Trysten and Lorri's daughter Jessa and Lorri's husband and Jessa's husband. And by the time I got back to the room, I knew that I was going to be leaving the next morning. I completely forgot about it. I woke up the next morning, that thing was in the refrigerator, and I'm like, I don't want to eat it now. So I have this little Scooby-Doo cooler that used to be my son's, like a lunchbox, that I had put sodas in on the way there and on the way back. And I thought, well, I'm going to put it in this cooler. I had some fudge that I had bought from Buc-ee's. That's a whole nother story. On the way down. So I put the cake pop inside the box of fudge and then put the box of fudge inside that little cooler along with my sodas that I don't even know how I got things zipped up. And it was hot as seven hells on the way home. And it must have been because I had the AC on, but that cake pop made it all the way home along with that fudge. None of it melted. It went all the way from Melbourne, Arkansas to South Carolina before it got ate. And I have to say that it was a very darn good cake pop. Yeah. So I've got some other things to show, but as it is right now, and I've already had to stop filming at one point, we're already over an hour. So I'm going to make that into a separate video for next week. If you guys are still here at the end, thank you so much for watching. I really, truly appreciate all of your love and your excitement and everything else. And if you're still watching here at the end, like I said, I really, truly appreciate it. You guys are my people. And until next time, happy knitting, happy crocheting, happy yarn crawling. Bye.